If you've ever opened Jellyfin, hit play on a movie or show, and then realized there are no subtitles available, Bazarr is a tool that fixes that. Bazarr is a subtitle management app for your personal media server. It works alongside Sonarr and Radarr, scans your library, and helps manage subtitle support for your movies and TV shows automatically so you're not handling everything manually. In this video, I'll show you how to set up Bazarr in Docker Desktop. This can also be done on a Synology NAS or any Docker environment. Connect it to Sonarr and Radarr and get subtitle management working very easily. Quick note before we start, this video is focused on setting up subtitle management for a personal media library and content you have rights to use. I'm just covering the software setup and how the pieces connect together. Now, first things first, go to Docker Desktop or any Docker environment, and in your Images tab, we're just going to search for Bazarr. So just search Bazarr, and what we're going to do is run the Linux server, Bazarr, the latest version, and just click Run. After a few moments, after the download has completed, it'll pop up. If it doesn't pop up, you may have clicked Pull, and you just have to click Run, the triangle button, in the Images tab. So open up the optional settings. For the container name, let's call this Bazarr. For the port, let's put 6767, so the same port that's on the right. If you're already using 6767 somewhere else, you would need to change the number here. Now for the volumes, one of the important ones is a config folder. So I'm just going to create a new folder here, and we'll call this Bazarr, just so I can have everything side by side. And inside here, let's just create a new folder. We'll call it config. So now we'll need to connect the config folder to the config directory. So click the three dots here, navigate to the config folder, select the config folder, open that up, click select folder, and now we'll have it here. On the right hand side, we'll just link that to config. We do need to create other volumes, and that will be linked up to the media. So for the first one, we'll link this up to movies. And for the second one, we'll connect that to TV for TV shows. For the movies, what we need to do is link this directly to where Jellyfin hosts the media files. So click the three dots, go to your Jellyfin folder, media, movies. And open that up and we'll select that. And for the TV shows, it's the same thing. We'll go out of the movies folder and go to the TV show folder and select that. So as mentioned before, wherever your movies are located, that's going to be in the movies path. Wherever your TV shows are located, that's where the TV show path would be. Once you've linked up all the volumes, just click Run. The important part here is that Bazarr needs access to the same movie and TV folders your other apps are using. If Sonarr can see the TV library, Bazarr should be able to see it. If Radarr can see your movie library, Bazarr should be able to see it too. Now once that's done, just get out of this and you'll see your container here. Just click 6767 or go to localhost :6767. Now from here, we need to connect Bazarr to Sonarr and Radarr so it knows what's already in your library. In Bazarr, head into your settings and then go to Sonarr. Click Enable to enable Sonarr. And what we will need to do here is add the address and the API key and then test it to ensure it works. For the address, all you need to do is put your IP address here. Alternatively, you can put host.docker.internal. If that doesn't work, just put your IP address and it'll work. And the next thing is your API key. You can get that by going back to your Docker and clicking 8989 here in the ports to open it up. Alternatively, just go to localhost 8989. Once you're in Sonarr, go to your settings, scroll down to General, and then scroll down until you see your API key. Click copy on the right hand side, and then return back to Bazarr. Paste your API key in, and then click test. Once you see the version, you're good to go. Scroll to the top, and then click save. Once that's saved, go down to Radarr, and we'll need to do the same thing. And the process is exactly the same. Click enable, type your IP address or host.docker Bazarr.internal, open up Radarr, go to Settings, General, scroll down, copy the API key, go back to Bazarr, paste the API key in, and then click Test. Once you see the version, it's just telling you the version of Radarr. We're good to go. If, for example, you are not running Radarr or Sonarr on the ports that's written here, you just need to change the port number and everything will be fine. So scroll back to the top and click Save. Once both are connected, Bazarr can read your movies and TV shows and identify where subtitle support may be missing. Now that that's done, we'll need to go to the language section. This is where you tell Bazarr what subtitle languages you want it to manage. So let's go to Languages. In the Language tab, for the language filter, select the language you want. I'm going to select English. You can select whatever you'd like here. Then scroll down and we will need to create a new profile. So I'm just going to call this profile Systems from Scratch. Just add English. I'm going to select this as forced only because I only want it for forced languages, and we'll search this always. And then once you're ready, click Save. If you'd like to edit it, just click this spanner over here and you can edit it. So you can change it back to normal, scroll down and save. On the bottom, your default language profiles for newly added shows. So for series and movies, we're just going to select the profile. So this is just going to download all of them. If you want, you can create, as I mentioned before, one just for forced media. And then once you're ready, just scroll up to the top and click Save. And if you're like me and you forgot to select the Deep Analyze Media file to get audio tracks, make sure you select that. It's not 100% needed, but to get the correct language, it's best to do this as well. Once you do that, you still have all the same settings. Go back, and there's only one change, which is that thing we enabled, and just save it again. Now, Bazarr still needs subtitle sources configured. So head to the Providers section, right underneath Languages, and now we'll need to enable the subtitle services you want to use. And if any of them needed an account to log in, you'd need to enter that there. For this setup, I'm going to use Open Subtitles. So click the plus on Enabled Providers and type Open Subtitles, or just OP, then select Open Subtitles. You will need to log on with your username and password. If you don't have this, just go to opensubtitles.com and create an account. Once you've added your username and password, click Enable. Once that's done, scroll up to the top and click Save. At this point, Bazarr has access to your media, a connection to Sonarr and Radarr, the languages you want, and subtitle sources configured. So now it's finally ready to do the thing we installed it for. Pick a movie or episode in Bazarr and run a manual search. If everything is set up properly, Bazarr should be able to match subtitle files to the media in your library and place them alongside the correct content. Then when you open that movie or episode in Jellyfin, the subtitles should be available. If that works, you're done. Bazarr can now keep scanning your library and handling subtitle management in the background, which means one less thing to manage manually and one more step toward a media server that's mostly looks after itself. So just a few common issues. If Bazarr connects fine but doesn't actually process subtitle files properly, the most common problem is folder paths. Make sure Bazarr can see the exact same movie and TV folders that Sonarr and Radarr are using. So if you have the error that I'm getting here, just go to Settings, go to Sonarr or Radarr, scroll down to the bottom, and in the path mappings, just connect it to the TV folders or to the movie folders that you have. Once completed, restart Bazarr and you should get it all working right away. And that's Bazarr. It's one of those tools that isn't flashy, but once it's set up, it quietly makes your entire media server better. Instead of manually sorting out subtitles file by file, Bazarr can automate the process and keep your library much more polished. If you want more beginner-friendly Docker tutorials for Jellyfin, Sonarr, Radarr, and everything else, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next one. If there's anything you want to see next, please leave a comment down below. If you're having any issues, also let me know. This is Systems from Scratch. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.